Chapter 10 covers a very important subject matter, purchasing and financing a home. We'll discuss the factors that determine how much you can afford when buying a home, how to select a home, how to conduct a valuation of your home, the transaction cost of home purchase, the characteristics of what's known as a fixed rate mortgage compared to an adjustable rate mortgage, comparing the cost of purchasing versus renting a home, what's known as special types of mortgages, explain the mortgage refinancing decision, and explain how a mortgage fits within your financial plan. Okay? So let's say you're looking to purchase a home. The question is, how much can you afford? Typically, with closing costs and other factors, you're going to need anywhere from 10 to 20% as a down payment in order to acquire that home. Now, typically a bank or any type of financial institution, they're going to offer you a 30-year mortgage rate. However, there are different terms. There are 30 years, 15 years, 20 years. So we'll talk about those different types of mortgage rate. The home price should be no more than 2.5 times your total gross annual household income. What does that mean? Well, that means that let's say if you're earning $100,000 a year, that's your gross income, then your home purchase price should not exceed $250,000. Now, your monthly mortgage payment should not exceed 28% of your grossly monthly income. So we're saying that if your gross income, say, is $10,000 a month, then we're saying that your monthly mortgage payment should not exceed $2,800. Okay? Now, we're saying that all of the monthly debt payments, including the mortgage, your car notes, other credit cards, etc., student loan payment, they should not exceed more than 40% of your gross monthly income. Because remember this, people, you do not bring home your gross income, you bring home your net income, right? So put things in perspective, your gross income may be $10,000 a month, and we're saying that your debt should not be more than 40% of that, or $4,000. Now, if your gross income is $10,000 a month, you may only bring home $7,000 a month after taxes. So you want to make sure that your monthly debt is not more than 40% of your gross income. Okay? What is an affordable down payment? Well, you have to look at how are we going, where are the funds coming from for the down payment? Do you already have savings? So do you already have money saved for your down payment? Or do you have other assets that you can convert to cash to use for your down payment? So we're saying here perhaps you have some CDs, other types of short-term investments that you're able to liquidate in order to use those funds as your down payment cost. Okay? Now, to determine the amount that you can afford as your monthly mortgage payment, refer to your cash flow statement. So your cash flow statement shows your cash inflows and it shows your cash outflows. It will show whether you have an excess, a surplus, or a deficiency. So depending upon the amount of cash available on your cash flow statement, that should have an impact on your ability to purchase a mortgage. Now, let's say you're renting right now and you're looking at your monthly rental payment. Now, if you buy a house, the mortgage can replace that monthly rental payment, but there are other expenses you must consider when it comes to buying a house, and we'll look at those other type of costs as well. Allow for continued savings. You want to make sure that when you buy this house, that you will still be able to save funds as well. So you want to make sure that when you're trying to purchase a home, that you can afford that monthly mortgage payment and that it will still allow you to have funds set aside for your savings. Okay? Lessons learned from others' mistakes. Don't go for the maximum you can afford. So what the lender will tell you is that you can afford a house, say, for $300,000, and they're going off of your gross income and other factors. Remember, people, you do not bring home gross income. You bring home the net amount after taxes. So don't buy above what you can afford, okay? Because you don't want to get to a position where you're spending all your money on a monthly mortgage, or in a position where you can't afford to make your monthly mortgage payment. Home values do not always rise over time. Most homes will appreciate, meaning that there's an increase in value, but they can also depreciate, and we'll talk about that. But the current economic conditions and job stability will have an impact on the value of your home as well. Okay? This is very important because purchasing a home may be the single biggest investment that you will make in your life, and they require serious consideration. Decide on a price range that you can afford, and then identify a home you want. So first determine how much can I afford. Do that first. And then once you know how much you can afford, then try to identify a home that you want. We'll look at the cost of buying a home compared to renting and discuss the pros and cons of each. Now, for some that say, well, I like the ideal of home ownership, but I do not want the headache that comes with the maintenance cost of it, you might want to consider a condominium. So the condominium, you can purchase a condominium, and it is an asset, something of value that you're going to own. But with a condominium, you're going to have shared responsibility, what we call the condo association. And so it's going to minimize, like, for example, you wouldn't have to cut grass or rake up leaves. That's done by the condo association, typically like the trash, water bill, sewage bill is handled by the condo association. Anything outside, such as your roof, is handled by the condo association. Now, you will pay what's called a condo association fee, but this takes away the responsibility of having to do some of those things you have to do if you purchase an actual home. Okay, so just something to consider. That want to buy an actual house or maybe purchase a condominium. Now, your real estate agent is a very key component of your home buying experience. Okay, so you want to make sure that you choose someone who is knowledgeable, especially in the area that you're looking to buy. So you have certain agents who specialize in certain markets. So make sure that the person is aware of any type of programs for a first-time home buyer, any type of programs in a particular area, because often there are different programs available. So make sure you have an agent that is very knowledgeable about the area in which you're trying to buy in. Now, you could use online realtor services such as ziprealty.com. Typically, they may have a lower commission than other agents, but again, it is important and make sure that you choose a good agent to make your home buying process as smooth as possible. Criteria used to select the home, all right? Of course, price is important. Making sure you can afford it. Convenient location. Making sure that's as an area that you actually want to live in. Think about the maintenance of keeping up a home. So when you're trying to purchase a home, you want to make sure that does it have a good solid foundation? Are there plumbing issues? Are there water damages? So make sure that you have what we call an inspection done before you purchase a home, just to make sure it doesn't have any major maintenance issue. School system. People want to make sure that they're buying a home in a good school system. So do your research on the school system before you decide to purchase a home. You have to have insurance on the home. The taxes you're going to pay, which will vary anywhere from 1 to 2% of the market value of your home. So a home with a value of, say, $200,000 may have taxes anywhere between $2,000 and $4,000. And typically, real estate taxes are going to be paid on an annual basis. Depending upon where you're buying a home, there could be a homeowners association, which means there's another fee that you pay for the homeowners association. Resale value. You want to purchase a home that if you decide to sell the home in the future, you feel it's in an area that's going to have a good resale value. So you can get more for the home when you resell than what you pay for it. And then your personal preferences. Do you prefer a ranch style home or do you want a 2-story home? Do you prefer city living or in the suburbs? So make sure you're considering all of these type of factors when trying to decide where to purchase your home. Okay? Now you can go to this website, which allows you to calculate your estimated mortgage payment. So it'll tell you how much you can borrow to finance a home based upon your income and other information. So this is just what I call doing the pre-work. So you can do some pre-work to see, based upon your information, how much of a home you're going to qualify for. Because once again, you don't want to look for a house for $500,000, but only qualify for a loan of $150,000, right? So it's important that you know up front the amount you can afford for a home before you start looking for an actual home. Now you can go to yahoo.com. They do have a real estate section, and they'll provide you with sale prices of homes in a certain street, a certain area. They'll ask you to put in a zip code of where you're looking to purchase, and based upon that information, they can provide you can see homes that have sold within the past, as well as homes that are currently on the market. Okay? Valuation of a home. Market analysis, which is the estimated price of a home based on the price of similar homes in the area. So what we do in the real estate industry, I actually am a real estate investor, not an agent, but a real estate investor. You look at what we call comps. Comps shows the actual selling prices of other homes that are in the same area where you're trying to buy. It'll show you the selling price of homes, as well as it will show you the current price that people are trying to sell their homes for. So that gives you an idea of what the homes are actually selling for. It allows you to get what you call a price per square foot. And also, your real estate agent or broker can provide you with this same information. And that's why it is imperative that you have a good real estate agent throughout this home buying process. So here we have an example of valuation of a home. We have 3 different houses of different sizes. It shows you the square foot of each home, and it shows you the price that each home sold for. It gives you the price per square foot by taking the price divided by the actual house size. So you can see the price per square foot. If you take those and you average those, so in this particular area, you'll see that the average price per square foot is going to be $88. So again, when someone's trying to sell you a home, that gives you some idea of the price they're trying to sell you if it's in the ballpark range of other homes that have sold in that same area. Okay? That's a lot of good information. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back with part 2 of our Chapter 10 discussion.